Banjo made, and that was from the Muppet movie in 1979, and they're still using Kermit. Kermit still plays the banjo. In fact, this week they just released a commercial he did where he's playing the banjo. It's pretty cool. Steve Martin was another hero. He's a comedian, and he was even there on the Muppet Show too. But you can just see a lot of different times the banjo was used all through different pop culture, and then through with country music and bluegrass, and then classical and jazz, ragtime, all kinds of different performers. So this is used in shows called minstrel shows, and a lot of times white and black performers would perform in these shows. They would play an instrument that was similar to these early 1800s banjos. So this is the very first banjo that was made to sell. So like the banjo started getting popular with these shows that were traveling around. And one of the players, Joel Walker Sweeney, who learned directly from black players, went to a drum maker named William Boucher. That says, it looks like Boucher, but it's pronounced Boucher. William Boucher was a drum maker in Baltimore, and he made drums. And Joel Sweeney went to him and said, you know, this drum head, what if you could take the drum head you're manufacturing, because he was selling drums, and we could take like a violin neck turned sideways kind of, and make a banjo out of it. And they did, and that was the first time that they made these hooks that could go on to hold the head on. So the head is like, just like a drum head. If you ever like hit a drum or something, and it was made that way too. Calf skin or animal hide would wrap over a stump or some kind of tune the whole time. But you can see it's really basic. There's not even lines or fret marks. You know, kind of like a violin. How
the guitar has fret.
So then they started really using them in other ways too. So this is 1889, 1890, just a few years after these. Look at how detailed they are. They all have frets, they started having designs, and they started being used with classical music. They thought, wow, these banjos, this sound is so loud and it rings out. You could use it in different sizes, and we could create a whole orchestra of just banjos. So their banjo wanted to be used by mandolin players or other people. Got rid of this fifth string and moved to a four-string banjo that was similar to the mandolin. This is our a beast to get open and change, so we're working on those, but right now those don't do anything.
So the ones with the wood, they look like violins.
I know,
kind of.
The peg.
Okay, yeah. This was an early banjo from 1845, and it was made by William Boucher. There's no fret marks on this banjo, so it's played more similar to a violin. And this is just a drum, so they piece together the long wood thing with the drum and strings.
1, 2, 3. I love the Gibson 40. So you can see there's a big jump between these banjos. And they're already getting very ornate and detailed in detail. So these banjos here, jazz age, ragtime jazz style, and you notice they don't have the fifth string. They don't have that short peg on the side. It's just a four-string banjo. There are plectrums and then there are tenors. One of my favorites is a Gibson. This is right here. This is a 1927. It's called a Gibson Florentine, and they made. This was a very popular one. It has scenes of like little detailed scenes on all the fret marks. It looks like an ice cream cone shape in the peg head.
The early banjos don't have a back. It was more like a drum. But then they added the resonator, which you can see the back there, and then on the front there's holes that can amplify the sound.
Yeah, it's really the deal. The whole world, banjo players were the rock stars of their day. As you can see with the decorations, they were decked out and star-studded. They would play, they would hold up the instrument, people would applaud, they would show Bella Voce. It's another 1970. The Bella Voce and the Florentine that was painted. This is a Gibson Florentine here, 28. It's got a butterfly pattern, you can see. You see little Venetian pictures, little pictures of Venice. See the water there, people on the...
All right. This is one of my favorite banjos because this is one of my favorite banjos because you can see little pictures of Venice, the canals, the buildings, and the detail is it was drawn so small but such precise detail. Okay, where's Noli?
I've been playing banjo since I was a tadpole, but I have never seen anything like this. They have got the world's largest collection of banjos on display, plus videos, music, history, and lots of surprises. So whether you're a tadpole, a frog, or even a human being, you've got a lot to look forward to. Welcome to the American Banjo Museum! Yay!
Oh.
Go that.
Look, that banjo has a dragon at the back. It's called the Epiphone Dragon Deluxe Art.
Dragon looks scary.
Instrument. You can see the design is frilly, and but they have the 5 strings back on. So the players were still learning on those older banjo instruments and that older playing style, but with the popularity.
Okay. These are the bluegrass These are the bluegrass banjos, which happened after the jazz ones. And what's interesting is that they kind of got a more simpler design. Like the jazz ones were all gold and extravagant, but these look a lot simpler.
He perfected it. Here's some footage of him playing later on, but that together, it's really, really, really cool. Deering is a very well-known and established banjo company out of California, and staying in the trueness, so this whole case has their whole vast concert.
Oh, okay, I see.
And I was invited to go afterwards and say hi to him and just kind of meet him. So, high school and. But the banjo was just always something I thought was really interesting. I had an accordion, Me Plus Ultra, Silver Bell number 6, and I like the flowers in it, and I think it's beautiful. I don't really play this.
Oh, okay. This is the only Gibson bass banjo, and it was made once because they played it for a few events, but then it wasn't really like that. But it wasn't that
Big of a hit.
Okay, it wasn't that big of a hit. So the museum has it.
I was in Hollywood on a sound stage, and I was here, and so we were on a really rare special one. Paul Whitman, known as the Jazz King. Now this is the ragtime jazz style, and this is a really special model banjo. It even has, you can see his face and his logo. They put it in the peg head there at the top. You can see his face. So you know, they like to decorate their players. And so the first few years, it was only this 4-string style playing, and then they realized, you know, we are going to tell the entire story of the banjo. So these are a lot of banjos that were owned or loaned to us, or that we have now that were once Hall of Fame members' banjos. And one of these is really special right here. This is the Greg Rich designed this. This is a Yellow Submarine. Do you see the Yellow Submarine banjo? It's got the Yellow Submarine from the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. Now, that's pretty neat on the front. And if you look at the side, you can see some detail of these flowers.
Wait, are those the 4 Beatles?
Yeah, that was based on the Yellow Submarine cartoon movie that they made, and just
This banjo was made about the Beatles. So it says Yellow Submarine on it. There's a submarine on top, on the head. And... Okay. And on the back is a depiction of the 4 Beatles. It says love, too. Now I want to learn either the banjo or the guitar.
I come to display. There's a restaurant chain called Your Father's Mustache, and so this is created in the memory of that. It's also reminiscent of Shakey's Pizza, the old Shakey's Pizzas, and the windows here are actually from an actual Shakey's Pizza from Wisconsin. Prairie exhibits, but this one has been such a hit. We've kept it up a little bit longer, and we don't really have a plan to remove it anytime soon because it's a pretty special story. The women of the banjo, for a long time, it was overlooked and not as highlighted as all the men in the banjo. So this is an exhibit that's talking about the women that were playing the players and renegades and some of those they're using. If you look at her banjo, a lot of the early style kind of reclaimed some of the music from the early days of the instrument.
Taylor Swift.
She's playing on the TV right there. She's playing a ukulele banjo. That was one of the Beatles. She also played with them. They're on the show.
This TV here is showing many women. This gallery features women banjo players. Oh, okay. Taylor Swift is a banjo player, currently. And this TV is showing them actually play.
Banjo he learned on, just pictured right here. And we also
Okay, yeah. Okay. One time when Steve Martin was playing a show in Oklahoma City, he came by the museum, was so impressed that he donated this banjo to the museum. And he won this,
he was given it when
okay.
yeah.
He was given this banjo when he won the Mark Twain Prize. Pretty neat.
Do you want to go in there?
Careful.
This is where our shopkeeper puts things together.
Oh, wow.
It smells great.
It does it?
No, I've smelled worse. I've smelled way worse.
So this is a banjo all taken apart. You can see all the different pieces there.
Wow.
And we like to have this out so people can see, but we don't build and work on them if we can.
This is what the banjo looks like when it's taken all apart.
He smashed it on the ground and broke it, and then it came all apart.
I didn't do this. I don't know how to organize this.
Made, but it doesn't work. I'm sad it can't work, so I don't really know if it's worth showing you right now. Well, that night I got to go backstage at the Martin Short concert, and
Oh, okay.
so what I'll do is I'll give you this one to hold, and I'll get the other one that's like it, and I'll kind of show you some stuff, okay? So, however, I don't know if you want to sit next to him, or however you want to. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that sounds very good. Without even pressing anything.
So there's this part and this part. So it's kind of like a G, a C, a D. So you can do songs there.
Oh, okay.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. Don't take my sunshine away. So you got. Right?
Okay.
And that's how you fake it. And then they'll be right. So 5. Yep.
Yeah. So like.
And then there. And, yeah.
Ow, my nail.
If you go across. Yeah.
Which finger am I supposed to
You
strum
can
it?
strum with your index and your middle.
Oh, okay.
But you don't have to do too hard. Yeah.
Ah.
Do you want to try that? No, it's not doing that.
That
So
was.
that's a good starting point. The other way to play the 3-finger picking. Now you don't have to use it for that kind. So on your thumb, put that there.
All right.
So it's like that, and then take 2 finger picks, and you're gonna put them on the front of your finger, not on the fingernail, but on the front of your finger like this, and then it sounds like this. And I'll show you with this.
Oh, yeah.
I'll show you with this. So this is the.
Oh, that's
playing
much
style.
more comfortable. Is that the Foggy Mountain? Wait, no.
Yeah, it's Foggy Mountain
Yeah.
Breakdown. Okay, for sure. This is not index on the second to last string, in my
Okay.
middle, on the top string there, the bottom one. That's a great way to start. And then your middle finger goes on the top.
Ah.
So you're gonna pull your index and your middle. You're gonna pull in. Yep, and then your thumb you're gonna push down.
Like that?
And
And then if I like put
Yeah.
my,
See what happens.
wait, hold on.
That's cool.
No, that
So you
sounds,
want it up here.
sounds better.
Hey, you're picking that up really fast. That takes people a long time to figure out.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Then it would be,
Somebody needs to change the strings on this one. The Kermit song is this. The lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Go.
and that is the American Banjo Museum.
I just speak loud. This should be pick. This should pick up.
My favorite part was, of course, seeing all the different banjos. I also like seeing. The. My favorite banjo though was the Steve Martin one, where he just came in. He liked the museum so much, so he dropped off the banjo.
Okay. I love seeing the banjos, and I didn't know that there were different variations of it. There's 4-string, 5-string, 6-string, but I think the most normal one to play would be 5 strings. And my favorite part is here, playing the banjo for the first time, even though I suck at it. But
You don't suck at
I
it.
want to play it again one day. Maybe learn it.
Alright. Both of you look up there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, aim your guitar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of
Like that?
Kurt does, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 2.
4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Now it's
1, 2, 3. And let me do.
Ready?
Go on first stop.
Our final stop is the American Banjo Museum. I think we should put this earlier in the video though, so how about like
Okay,
our first? I'll do our first stop. I'll even do our first stop.
Alright. Yeah.
Our first stop is the American Banjo Museum. And
Now we're at.
now we are at the American Banjo Museum. I think